Good morning, everyone. Welcome to what is episode 4 of the Crossfit Tailored Training Podcast with me, Mark Telford, John Lee Lyden, and Mick Williamson, the two owners. So this week is about two things really. First and foremost, it is to celebrate 8 years of tailored training, and secondly, to talk a bit about the biggest event in the CrossFit calendar, the CrossFit Games. But let's start inside here first, and our first celebration of the 8-year anniversary was Friday Night Lights. Tell me a little bit about that, John.
So Friday just gone there, we got all members together and try and draw the names out of the hat, put them in teams of 3. The focus was to try and get people who don't know each other to try and mingle together, which on the night felt was a bit of a success. I had 3 pretty tough wads. As a team of 3 that they decided to work together, which got them talking. That was a bit of a success on the night.
Yeah, what about yourself, mate?
That was the main reason behind it really. I think it was good, but we do Friday Night Lights for the Open. Feedback being from people was that it's sometimes a bit of a commitment being the 3 weeks every Friday, so people don't sign up. So we'll probably have a lot more people coming to it on Friday, so having more people turn up to them things is great for us and to see everyone, and people didn't know who people were and get some mingling. But we hit a few PBs. I think we had a few different tests in the day, like rope climbs and even just working together with people as well. It gets them to think a little bit more about that intensity of it. Even people getting the pull-ups, ring muscle-ups, bar muscle-ups, going for max numbers on that, and seeing where the numbers were for that, as well as the lift that were done as well. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I went a little bit over, but I think we just got a few more teams than we were expecting, so then we could have like tweaked the workouts a little bit, but we thought we'd get through them.
Aye, but I mean, that's testament to how successful it was really. I mean, you had, how many did you have in the end? Was it 30, 33?
12 teams, so 36.
36 people. So I think the thing for me was we had pretty big variety on who was there as well. Like with regards to the members, we had your Jack. Now what's Jack now?
30.
30, and then we had at the other end of the scale.
Young mate, right?
Uncle
Family affair.
Aye, family affair. So
65.
aye, so like, and then everyone was across different teams. I think one of the things that I think stood out to me was how scalable you made everything. You had some stuff where it was synchro, you had some stuff where it was working individually. So like say people had the opportunity to show off the ring muscle ups like yourself. Although didn't you both get beaten by Amp?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit sad, isn't it?
No. We're all friends here.
That's not what John Lee said afterwards. He was he was very frustrated.
What's on spin?
Oh yeah.
Still more than mine.
I'm gonna say, can we not talk about that because it's more than mine as well. we'll leave that one well alone. Amp, well done. You've done brilliantly, and we're all very happy for you. Honest. But I think that was really good. Like I say, some good numbers on the lifts as well, and just really good to see how everyone was mixed. How did you pick the teams? Was it totally random or?
It was. We just went down the list on Team Up, so people booked in that got put in there, and then we just went from that really. So that's how people were getting put together. We had a couple of dropouts later on, so then we had to switch things around a little bit, but no, because everyone could pick their own weights and things like that. So it was more just like off you go and sort of come up with a bit of a plan yourself. So if people couldn't do RX, that wouldn't affect the other person because it would go light with a dumbbell or light with a wall ball or scale the rope climbs or whatever.
It's just good to have like people who compete at CrossFit, but also people who are just starting off. I think one of the members, Nathan, he's only been here like 2-3 weeks, and he's thrown in the deep end a little bit, and the lad did very, very well. He's just finished his on-ramp, so it was just to prove that literally if you're a new starter or someone who's done it like 10 years, like the workouts could work for everyone and everyone worked as a team. We felt like everyone was just as tired as the next person, so it doesn't matter who you were, everyone was just as tired. So was good to watch.
I
Good to be a part of it as well. Good to join in on it.
Yeah. That was the thing. It was because it was all scalable and you were all working together. If you were paired with someone who was doing a 8 kilo dumbbell on that snatch, and you were doing a 22.5 kilo dumbbell, and you're going at the same pace,
Yeah.
you're both feeling the same trouble and the same on the work plan and stuff. So no, I think it was a really good night, and I'll definitely be looking forward to the next one. So that was kind of the first celebration of 8 years of TT, but I wanted to, I guess, find a little bit more about the journey. What made TT?
It started off actually 12 years ago as an idea of starting a little business because we all work together, and it started off as a boot camp. So we started off at Princess Anne Park, and we used to use Oxclose Comprehensive School. We used to use it like the gym there or the calf. So some of the members are still members from then who will remember doing things like burpees or kettlebell work where there's pizza on the floor, or if they were in the park there'd be like dog turd all over the shop or glass. So it was like that was the start of it. So the idea was to try and get people doing functional movement with our own ideas, not just working for someone else and doing their ideas. So that was the start of it. So about 12 years ago.
12 years. And so taking us up to 8 years ago when it kicked off, what was that launch like for you both?
Well, we went from the school to like one of these units as well, and just started NYT, which was just the sort of our boot camp brand really. And then we started finding out more about CrossFit because it wasn't like quite out there yet. So we were just finding out a little bit more about it through friends that were doing it through Tyneside, and he was going to set up through Leyland as well, and still going strong. So once we got to know about that, we started then doing it, and then we were like, we quite like this. We like the idea about it. We like the principles, like the workouts. And then we went on to the level 1 courses, and then started the affiliate from there.
So obviously 8 years is quite a long time, and I know that obviously Amy's been a member for 6 years or something like that.
7,
But 8 years is a massive time. If you're back to talking about your Jack earlier, Jack would have only been 5 when you started it. So I'm guessing that you've seen some big parts of people's lives and probably some big transformations.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of members who have been with us 5+ years. But I still remember our booking in system. You had to come in the other door, and the booking in system was bits of paper on the wall. Remember? And when the door was open, if it was the window, they used to blow off the wall. People had to like write the name on for the next class. I don't even think we had a membership then. I think it was just pay as you go. I just remember the people coming in there, and like we would have to check to see if the class was going to be full or not. All fun and games, and we had a little boom blaster thing. It used to be on the wall. You remember it?
It's still up there.
I still got it up on the top. So I remember the booking system was a little different then. But there's some members who probably still remember that.
Any particular memories from those early days, Nick? I don't know. The main thing I enjoyed is when we went into the box here. It was like we didn't have to carry the kit into the gym into the school. We had to carry all the kettlebells into the school. We had this little trolley thing.
Sometimes
trolley. The wheels were buckled on it and everything. And when we came in here, we just sort of opened the doors and turned the lights on, and that was like, oh, it's so much easier this. Saved us about sort of taking from your house to then the school.
In Ravon.
It was stronger then, right? Obviously. Farmers Walk.
Farmers Walk.
Oh, really good.
I mean, I remember we didn't even have the black floor. I remember we had this little thin floor, and we painted the floor yellow. I think, it looked different. It was horrendous. It was just bits paint flaking all over. And then when we got some of the mats, we didn't actually cover the whole room.
Right.
This is when we were in the little part of the unit. So you do burpees, and your mat would be moving as you're doing burpees, like the big black mats, which was fun and games to get us started. I mean, even looking back at the programming then, like how far we've come as a box. The programming then for men, 40 kilos was a big deal for most of the movements, but people have progressed. So like we now program like 50 kilos, 60 kilos RX.
Yeah.
So anyone new coming in, it seems a million miles away, but obviously they're like that Friday Night Lights where anyone can do it. It's just purely we've had to adapt because the box has just improved. Like people's fitness levels has improved, so we then have to improve the programming. So when we look back, even the programming, it's how much that's progressed over there.
Even look at the open workouts. There's open workouts. I think the same one yesterday was 2013 and things like that with the snatch, burpees one. I think it's 2013.1 or something like that. And the starting weight, I was like, Jesus. Like, but that's where we're at. 9 years ago. But that's where people and you see like how much they've changed and adapt over the years to sort of lift more and move faster and more efficiently. And
do you remember, because obviously we bought equipment along the way, we didn't always have all the kit we've got now, and it took years to get that. But I remember one year in the open where we had to get dumbbells, and we never really did the WODs with dumbbells before, because we always used kettlebells. Was that 2017? And I just remember the first one was like dumbbell snatch and burpee over box, and I just remember a line of us doing it, and our backs were bits, because we'd never done that volume work with a dumbbell. I can't remember, was it something like 25 burpee over box? I can't remember the actual word.
it was 50, the dumbbell snatch went 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
That's right,
and then there was 15 burpee over box after every round.
I just remember we were all like 22 and a half. There's no way we're lifting this. And like, obviously you do it now. It's the norm now, but it's like, I remember when we first got it, as a box, not just as coaches, as a box, it was like 22 and a half just looked massive. I mean, obviously any dumbbell looks massive to me, but
it's all right, you're closer to the camera today, Tom, so you look huge.
Yeah, cheese boy.
So, looking back on those 8, I guess I would say 12 years, Nick, give me a highlight, pick something out.
I always think events and things like that, and there's numerous highlights and great days that we've had, like from the Fast Weekender, but I really enjoyed doing the Tribal Clash. I can't remember which year it was now, 2019 I think. We had a week away as well, but then it was just, I think there was about 15 of us, something like that.
Was that down in Portugal?
Yeah, so we had a week away, and the event was only 2 days, but we made a week of it, made a holiday of it, but it was just good crack. It was a great comp as well. And then we tried to put in for 2020 and they got cancelled because of COVID. I don't know if they folded now or there was loads of hoo-ha with refunds and stuff like that, so I don't know if they're getting set up again or not.
No, but I'm sure there'll be other ones about them. I think with the success we had with numbers going to District Town this year, and obviously we've got a lot of numbers booked up for next year. I'm guessing as the world opens up again, that opportunity to go abroad again probably present itself, even if it's not there. But I mean, I know Amy went to that, and I know she last minute stood in to do it, and she loved it. So I think that certainly from everything I've been told by everyone who went there, sounded like a really good trip.
It's life experiences though, isn't it? It's a memory you're making, so it becomes not just like a gym. You end up doing other things. Like recently, Lance put a snowboarding thing on. I mean, it's got nothing to do with what we do in the gym, but it does us in fitness, but it doesn't as in as a hobby. So it's trying to like show people different sports, and I just find it's like you're making memories of
100%.
different stuff like that.
What about yourself, John Lee? Pick something out for me.
There's been loads. I love all the social stuff we do. I particularly like the Fast Weekend purely because of the turnout. It was quite like, just because it's like emotionally, it's like quite close to my heart with it, and it's like the turnout we had from it, and the amount of effort people put in, and the teams and the money we raised as well. It was just like every year there's been we even thrown one on just after COVID. We tried to get something on. It was totally different what we normally do, but it still worked, and people were still on board with it. And it just, like for me, like the community we built over the last 12 year or 8 year of CrossFit, it's quite it's more than we thought it would
Yeah.
be, because our aim was to get people fit and strong and healthier, blah blah blah. But the community aspect of it is huge. Like for me, the highlight is
Yeah.
the community. Like all coaches I've spoken to around the country who do CrossFit, we've never actually had a bad word against CFTT. Like the coaches tend to hear good stuff about them, which is credit to what we do. Quite proud of that.
One day, you might find why the Fast Weekender is close to our heart, but John doesn't like to talk about it. So we'll save it for another podcast.
If you don't know now, you'll know soon.
You'll know soon it's getting that time. Yeah.
Like I say, he doesn't like to talk about it, so most of you probably don't know. But we will one day share the news. But yeah, no, I think that about sums it up really, and I can certainly say that I've enjoyed my 18 months as part of it, and it's had a massive impact on my life, and I've seen obviously the impact it's had on Amy's and all the other people, and now on a much smaller scale, me being a part of it is something I'm really proud of, and you know, really glad to be a part of.
Amy's your partner, just so people know who Amy is.
Ah yeah, no, yeah.
Comes across.
She comes here too. Whinges a lot, but she at least comes through the door.
Never noticed that, mate. Apparently she does night shift now and again.
Does she?
She never really
She doesn't mention it to me either, funny enough. She talks about that almost as much as you don't talk about your stuff.
Yeah.
Nearly gave it away there. Right, so going forward, TT, on a short-term future front, we've got the Fast Weekender, 17th September. If you haven't got a team, get your name in to John Lee, and we'll get you on the team, because we've got some people who are also looking for a group. And we've also got next weekend, 14th and 13th, we've got 2 teams entering the Castle Games, the mixed pairs, 2 male, 2 female. On the Saturday we've got our scale team, which is Reese, Steph, Nick and Jess, who are all competing. And then on the Sunday, T, Carly, Dave and Lucy, providing she gets back from Turkey all right. Looks like she's been having a good time out there. Ideal preparation camp, carb loading, I think. So she'll be full of energy and full of beans and ready to compete. So that's quite exciting. It must be good for you guys to see people going off to competitions and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's loads going on. Right? It's good to see. So we'll see it as a bit of a test. So just like you get your work done in the gym, and then that's just to showcase it. And I know people are going to get stressed and things like that, but it's hopefully good nerves in a way where you're just nervous. You're not losing sleep over it, but like just nervous to sort of do the right things at the right time. But hopefully all the practice that you've done in the gym will pay off. And yeah,
I've seen the guys doing some stuff with the worm and stuff like that, getting ready.
yeah.
I think for you guys, it must be really good when you see anyone's success stories. I know someone, one of the members, put on Instagram that they'd gone away on holiday and felt body confident, despite having like 2 kids for the first time in years. It was a Beth.
Yeah.
I like things like that. When you see that, must just be like such a rewarding feeling.
You sometimes don't realise what people are getting from it in a way, because you're not speaking to them as much about them sort of things. But then you see it on social media, or you'll hear it from someone else and stuff like that, because people have still got life going on, and then this is their escape sometimes. So you're sometimes a bit of a counsellor as well as a coach.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's good.
And I guess we've talked about the last 8 years, we've talked about the next few weeks. What's the next 8 years hold?
Well, the big idea is obviously could be there.
I was going to say, but
I know.
No hair, grey hair.
I might have known it myself.
and
So the next year, I mean, ideally we want more memberships obviously coming in, but the more that come in, the bigger the timetable becomes. The more variety of timetable comes. It'd be good to grow our movement academy up again, get the kids back on board in September, and obviously grow that from there. Maybe have bigger overs classes, maybe more of that on. But the idea is with the CrossFit side of it, we want to put specialised courses on for people who in 8 years, hopefully they're still with us another year, they're going to be at another level, and can we put more workshops on and things. So the bigger picture for us obviously would just be to grow the membership, and we grow that, we grow the timetable. Mick, without saying survive.
COVID's obviously been tough on everyone. And I've heard it referred to quite a few times as like the great reboot, great reset. So it's, you know, it has shrunk a lot of our visions and stuff, because it, you know, you've got COVID, the energy crisis, food crisis, cost of living crisis, all those things. So it is, you've got to draw on those as a reality, but you can't let it stifle, you know, your ultimate growth.
Yeah, I think we have found it as hard as every other box and stuff like that. I think we're one of the cheapest boxes around as well. So we're trying to keep the membership the same, just because we know people are struggling, but then it's just our bills are going up and things like that as well. So it's something we're aware of with the energy crisis and things like that. So because we're feeling the pinch as well.
Yeah.
So it is. I think we're fine now. We're just got to keep doing what we're doing, finding good coaching sessions, and people will know about them. People will come and stick with us. So we're confident now our own ability. It's just getting our name out there. I think our biggest draw is things like this. We don't do it enough. We're not in people's faces. We'll just, our best way is word of mouth.
Yeah.
We're trying to get more people to know about us. So if you want to recommend a friend, just get them in touch, and then we can get them started.
Right.
I feel like that's a little ding.
I was just going to say, if we had the technological ability, which we don't yet, we would have a little thing come up with a little thumbs up and saying, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Maybe one day we'll work out how to do that.
Is that when we say smash that like button?
You can't say that. Don't say that. If we're going to do that, we'll have to just start doing a travel blog, because that's all it seems to be at the minute.
Yeah.
But that being said, CrossFit wider community, biggest weekend of the CrossFit calendar, CrossFit Games starts today. I'm sadly at work, but I'm sure I can sneak off to watch event number 1. What are you looking forward to? Who's going first?
I haven't seen you've seen some of the events. It was like 75 toast bar and.
Yeah, I've seen 3 events released. I quite like that. I think it's the first one. 75 toaster bar, 5 mile bike ride, 75 Chester bar I think it is, and then 5 mile bike ride. I quite like that, because purely the aerobic capacity of some is challenged, and then you've got people who are the gymnastic ninjas. So it's like trying to find it, put them together, who's the best. It is. I think it's a good test. There's another one with a run.
It sounds like the bike as well. It looks like it's going to be mixed terrain, so like bit of gravel. I think it's still going to be on a loop, but I don't think it's going to be pedaling up and down a field like 2018 or 2019 was. That was shocking, but it should be, like you say, one of the things that we talked about in the first few pods was it's not just about in here, it's about out there, and being good at stuff, climbing, jumping, running. So getting people out, you know, we all hate the assault bike. So apart from Mick, my Daddy Longlegs over here loves the assault bike, but the rest of us hate it. But getting out there on a real bike, you know, things like that, let's say it's a true test of fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, the running one, they've got I think it's a 400 metre run in a 2 minute.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Then it's max jerks. I mean, the weight's silly. It's I think 140, 150 kilo. It's around about that.
That's a good deadlift.
Approximately. But like, what I love about that is you're going to have some people who are monsters with lifts, and then you're going to have other people who are really quick at running. So it's like the monster's got to get to the bar, and then the runner's going to get to the bar. They can't go too quick to do the pick.
I mean,
that's a big weight, man.
Big weight, big workout. I think for me personally, I'm not 100% sold on it being split into A and B, because I think that attrition's a really big part of it. But I get why they've done it, but for me, I'd maybe like to see it as just one score on those jerk, because going out on a run after doing all those jerks, you're losing all of your kind of strength for running. So even the speed demons, it's going to be brutal. And then getting that minute rest on that bar again, I think that's going to be a really good workout.
It's just a test of all our fitness. Like, it's not just biased to one person. No, it's mixing the two together. I quite like it.
And then the third one, not sure exactly what it was, but it's got a lot of carrying different objects. I think it's got farmer's walk, a Hasselfeld carry, up and down steps. It'd be like district L, but just with monster weights.
Oh yeah, that 300 kilo we did as a team.
That'd be one person. So, what about yourself, Mick? Any thoughts on the games?
I think I'm looking at more the teams. I think it's going to be more interesting, like Mayhem and Reykjavik. I know I had a little chat before, but I think Reykjavik might have it. And I know it's against what you used to probably thinking, but
Hey, it's against what you said in podcast 1.
What was that?
When it was the questions off the board, Reykjavik or Mayhem. You answered Mayhem.
Oh, but I was a brand that though, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Coffee machine.
We do have coffee available, so if you're ever in and you want to get a coffee, we've got a beautiful machine that does lovely black coffee because Mick never buys any milk. But I Reykjavik Mayhem, I think everyone's quite excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be a good one, obviously.
We've got 2 voting for Mayhem, me and John Lee, but Mick's sticking his neck on the line. It's Cammy Long as well, so he's sticking that on the line for Reykjavik. It should be really exciting.
I just can't overlook Froden. He just wins every year, so it's seems to be Mr. CrossFit.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of drawing comparisons from events because they're all structured slightly differently, but it is quite interesting that in the 2 events that were the same in the semi-finals, although they were programmed at different stages of the weekend, Reykjavik did win both those events when on direct comparison time. So again, that's quite, it sets up an interesting proposition, but it's going to be, can Reykjavik work together as a team over 12, 15 events the way that Team Froning can?
I think Reykjavik might be better when it's on the gym floor. Mayhem might be better. Like I know Mitch does loads of like just different sports. He enjoys them. He gets out on the bike and stuff like that. So whether he's knowing that's coming a little bit more and putting them through that a little bit more, the endurance sort of side of it. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down.
Definitely.
I'm more excited watching that than I am the individuals. I mean, I love the individuals because Medeiros is a good character.
Do you reckon he's going to win it?
Yeah.
Doesn't know anyone else.
Not Velna. It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see Patrick Velna win it, but I like Medeiros as a character.
I do as well. To be fair,
full of life.
I like Velma. I think he's probably my favourite, but he's another year older. Every year he has one lifting event where he just like comes 35th.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see whether he can avoid doing that in this year. But he didn't win his semi-final. I know semi-finals don't mean anything really, but really, is he going to have closed the gap, or is Medeiros is younger? Like, it's hard to compare. But I would love to see Velma win it personally. But I think Medeiros will win it. Velma will be on the podium, and then I think young Panjic will be on the podium this year.
What about what's he called? The lifter,
Guru Maheros.
Yeah.
He's a strong boy. Him.
I think he's going to come through.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in top 5. I think Panjic might just beat him. I think Brent Fikowski will still be up there because he always has one event that he's going to struggle on, being 6 foot whatever he is. He's not built like a CrossFitter, but he's always, he knows how to play a workout. He plays the game, and I think that helps. On the women's side,
I can't see past I can't see anyone.
Mallory O'Brien.
Mal O'Brien's a monster, but she's
might need another year.
at least another year. I think Tia Claire Toomey wins it until she decides she doesn't want to win it. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of young people coming through who just
don't know. I still think that the gap's a chasm. I think in the men the gap's smaller. I think in the women's, I think as much as Mara's obviously grown and developed, I still think it's a huge gap in age to get next year. I think if she decides she wants to do it next year,
I think this will be our last year.
do you reckon?
Yeah, I think she'll hit that and then move
Disappear
on.
onto something else. She tried bobsled last year, didn't she?
For a family or something, I don't know.
I think she was planning on moving back to Australia and living in a box and stuff like that, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I'm personally looking forward to the games, considering I used to hate CrossFit and I've been drawn into it massively, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good competition and be good to watch. So next week we'll have probably a bit of a recap on what we saw, what we liked, and then we'll steal some ideas for workouts to get you lot doing.
Yeah.
I think.
Prize giving.
Oh, prize giving. I
For
haven't.
the draw.
Oh, for the Alpha Bar, knuckle and a small towel. Martin was actually speaking to us this morning, and he's actually the one who's won it. But as he was talking to us, I actually smirked when I was like, "Oh, you'll find out later." So, Martin, you've got the prize, mate. We'll get you sorted with that towel that you're desperately after.
But you've got to watch this to now.
Yeah.
And if you don't mention it,
If you don't mention
We're not
it,
going to tell you.
we'll pick from the other ones. So we have to have watched this.
You have to have watched this by the time the next episode goes live on Wednesday, or else we'll be giving it to someone else.
But it was just a coincidence how we asked this morning. I was just smirking as he asked us. So well done, mate.
Lovely. Anything else from either of you boys?
That's everything, bro. Yeah. Here's to another year.
Here's to another 8 years. Thank you very much for everything. Hope you all enjoyed it. We'll be back next week, back with a bit of a topic. I think we've got a few ideas of what we want to cover next time, and so we'll have a little sit down, put our heads together, and let you know what the next topic's going to be. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
cheers. Smash the like button.